Hello, scholars. I am back with a quick review video for today and tomorrow. We had a little bit of distractions going on today, but I want to make sure that you are as prepared for tomorrow as possible, as well as moving forward. Because remember, in math, we are going to see these things over and over. So really quickly, here we go. We know that on Tuesday we discussed that we did introduction to hello my math scholars. Hope all is well with you all. Just wanted to stop in really fast and try to do a quick review video for you all today. I did advise some of you to go back and watch the recording of class, but I know that probably will cause some distractions as well because you have to go through all of the stuff that we talked about in class, me answering all the questions. So I just decided to try to cut that time down a little bit and do a quick review. So here we go. On Tuesday, we came into our introduction of our new unit of statistics. And on Tuesday, we learned that when we are trying to analyze or investigate our data, the first thing we have to do is ask a question when it comes to statistics. So when we ask our question, we know that we have two types of questions. And I think you can see the board. I hope you can see the board behind me. We have two types of questions. And those two types of questions are statistical and non-statistical. Remember, we have two types of statistical questions, a statistical question and a non-statistical question. A statistical question is the question that has multiple answers, multiple responses, and then the non-statistical is the one that only has one. The one that we're more interested in is the statistical question because it's going to allow us to accurately analyze what it is that we are researching. When we only have one answer, it doesn't give us enough information. But when we have a question that allows us multiple answers, then we have enough information to accurately research. So just again, we have two types of statistical questions. We have a statistical question and a non-statistical question. Statistical, multiple answers. Non-statistical, only one answer. Got it? Good. All right. So then yesterday, you had a little break from Miss Ramey and all the rest of your teachers, but then today we came back and I talked to you about these two things called mean and median. And we learned today that mean is the same thing as average. Mean and average are one and the same. So every now and then you're going to hear it or read it, and the question may say, what is the mean? The question may say, what is the average? We find out that in order for us to find the mean and or the average, we basically just take all of the numbers in the data set. What is a data set? Well, that is the numbers that you are given to work your problem. So in this particular case, we are going to work with the numbers. Let's make it easy for Miss Ramey. We are going to work with the numbers 12, 17, 8, and 5. So these numbers are what we call our data set or data, however you pronounce it, data or data. So we have 12, 17, 8, and 5. If I wanted to find the average of these numbers, what I would do is take the numbers, add them all together. So we add all the numbers in the data set. So that would give us 12 plus 17 plus 8 plus 5. Okay? 12 plus 17 plus 8 plus 5. Ms. Ramey's going to pull out her calculator right quick, and we are going to work this out. Yes, you may use your calculator. 12 plus 17 plus 8 plus 5, and that gives us, you should have worked it out with me. Here we go, 42. That gives us 42. Okay, well, we don't have the average yet. What we are now going to do is take this number 42 and divide the total, 42, by the amount of numbers that we have in our data set. So how many numbers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 numbers in our data set. So we're going to take our total of 42 and divide it by 4. You can do it that way, or you can fraction 4. Either way is fine. And so when we do that, we get 10.5. So our average for this one is 10.5. So again, we just took the numbers in the data set, added them together, and then divided by the amount of numbers in the data set, which was 4, and we get 10.5. Okay? That is the mean or the average. Mean and average are the same thing. Okay? Now, last but not least, I hope you can see this, we have what we know as the median. The median, unlike with the mean, we find the average. With the median, we find the middle. And I don't know if you remember in class today, I gave you the example of when we are riding down the street and you have a set of 2 lanes, one lane traveling south, one lane traveling north, and then right smack dab in the middle of that lane, there's this piece of concrete, and it typically has grass and some trees. If anybody is advertising anything, it has like their posters to, hey, we're a furniture store opening, furniture store sale, or whatever the case may be. That little piece of land in the middle is what we call the median. And you see that it is in the middle of the 2 lanes, or the 2 sets of lanes, right? Okay, so when we're looking for the median, we are simply looking for the middle or the center. The way that we find that is we're going to have a number of ordered, we're going to have a data set, and with the data set, remember the data set is simply numbers that we give you. I'm going to try to write it so that you can see. All right, so let's go with, we're going to do 2 examples because I want you to really be able to understand it. And actually, I'm going to move back to this side because I have space on the other side to write. And I want you to see it, and I want you to really get it. Okay? So with the median, again, we are looking for the center or the middle. All right? The way we do that is we take our data set. In this case, our first set, we're going to have 7, 15, 8, 26, and 18. The first thing that we have to do is put these in order from least to greatest, or what we call order your data set. We order it. We put it in order from least to greatest. So in this case, we will now have 7, 8, 15, 18, and 26. Here's where the magic and the real thought process happens. So after we put them in order, we now have to ask ourselves, is this an odd number of data set? Is this an odd data set or an even number data set? In this case, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an odd number. When it is an odd number, finding the middle is really easy because then you just go look for the number right smack dab in the middle. And the number right smack dab in the middle is 15. So 15 is your median. So when we're looking for the median, the first thing we do is we put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Then we ask ourselves, is this an odd number of data or an even number of data? If it is an odd number, we simply look for the number that's right smack dab in the middle, and that is our median. Okay? So 15 in this case is our median. Well, Ms. Randy, what happens if it is even? Well, I'm glad you asked, so let me tell you. All right. So we have 14, 2, 7, and 11. So again, the first thing we are going to do is order them, or put them in order from least to greatest. So that would give us 2, 7, 11, and 14. When we do that, because we have an even number, now we're going to look for the 2 numbers that are in the middle, which in this case is 7 and 11. We're going to add those together. 7 plus 11 equals 18, and then we will divide 18 by 2, and that gives us 9. So we put them in order from least to greatest. We find the two numbers that are in the middle. We add them together, and when we add them together, we take that answer and divide it by 2. When we divided by 2, 18 divided by 2 gave us 9. So in this case, the median or the middle is 9. Okay? So just a quick vocabulary review. We have statistics. Now, I'm not about to read that whole long, drawn out definition, but you all have that definition in your class website under probability and statistics, and then it's under the intro to statistics drop down in the drop down menu. So I want you to be familiar. You don't have to memorize it. I want you to be familiar with the definition of statistics. I want you to be familiar with the two statistical questions. What are they? Statistical and non-statistical. Statistical, multiple answers. Non-statistical, one answer. Then I want you to be familiar with the mean. What does mean mean? It means average. How do we find the mean? We add all of the numbers in the data set together, count how many numbers it is, and then divide the total by the number of numbers in the data set. That gives us our average. And then I want you to be familiar with mean. Mean tells us the middle or the center. How do we get the mean? Is the first thing we do is we put our data set in order, or we order it from least to greatest. If it is an odd number of numbers, we simply find the middle number. If it is an even amount of numbers, we simply find the two numbers in the middle, add them together, and divide them by 2. That's what gives you your mean. All right? So you need to be able to tell me what statistics is. You need to know the difference between a statistical and non-statistical question. You need to know what mean is. You need to know what average, what median is. And then you need to be able to calculate the mean, and you need to be able to calculate the median. See you all tomorrow. Have a good day.